It's a question for Richard Dawkins. Can one be a believer in God as well as a believer in the theory of evolution?
Richard, we'll start with you, obviously.
First, I want to say, why am I the only one who's outspoken?
You want to be.
Obviously, you can be a believer in God and in evolution because the Archbishop of Canterbury is, the Pope is, or at least the previous Pope was, and the present Pope kind of is almost there. And so is any bishop, so is any archbishop, so is any cardinal, so is any priest worthy of the name. So that is absolutely clear. As an empirical fact, it is easy to be both. I find it slightly hard. I have a certain niggling sympathy for the creationists because I think, in a way, the writing is on the wall for the religious view that says it's fully compatible with evolution. I think there's a kind of incompatibility which the creationists see clearly, but the archbishops and the bishops, nevertheless, they've seen the evidence. Anybody who's seen the evidence knows that evolution is a fact, and so you can't get away from it. But I think the writing's on the wall.
Evidently, 40% of Americans disagree with you, and they can't reconcile their faith with the theory of evolution.
The figure varies between 40–45% and has done for about the last 30 years. It's an astonishing figure, and that appears to be true. Gallup polls seem to suggest that that is true. It's even worse than that because they actually believe that the world is less than 10,000 years old. And because since the true age of the Earth is 4.6 billion years old, that's a non-trivial error. I've previously compared it to believing that the width of North America is 8 yards.
Steve Fielding, can one be a believer in God as well as a believer in the theory of evolution?
Look, I'm not an expert on these issues whatsoever, and I think people in Australia have different beliefs, and their faith may drive them one way or the other. I actually believe in creationism. I think the Prime Minister does as well. So, look, I suppose at the end of the day, each person will come to their own conclusion on the issue, Tony.
You believe in creationism. So, because I've never heard you state this, but it's a fact, is that you believe in creationism, not evolution. Is that right?
That's correct. But look, each person will come to their own conclusion, and not, you know.
Richard, you'd like to respond?
Do you believe the world is less than 10,000 years old?
Look,
now, do you believe that?
Look, I think that there are a lot of questions in this area, and I think people will come to their own conclusion. I don't want to force people into one way or the other.
You're not being asked to force. You're not being asked to force.
Are you a new Earth creationist or an old Earth creationist? Yes. So, which is it, Steve?
You're a young Earth creationist who believes the world is less than 10,000 years old. You're a parliamentarian in Australia who believes the world you live in is less than 10,000 years old.
I didn't say that, by the way. You're saying that I said it was 10,000.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
Okay, no, you didn't say that.
Do you believe it?
No, so it is an open question, though.
Look,
is that what you actually believe?
Look, I think that the science today will discover more and more, but I think that most Australians come to a view they either believe that we evolved or we came from creation, and I think that people you can believe whatever they like on that issue. I'm not trying to force that issue onto anyone, Tony.
So where did human beings come from?
Well, you may well ask this guy. He's got firm views on it from that perspective.
In your view, I'm just interested in that before we move on.
Well, as I said, I believe that people, started from being created. But look, there are some other views out there about people evolving from other types of animals.
And as in apes, for example.
Well, look, that's what some believe that, yeah.